everybody. How is everybody doing this evening on this um, Wednesday? No, it's not Wednesday. It's when we usually do this is Wednesday. It's Saturday, and man, I have been working in the yard all day long, and got a lot done today. Got a lot done. Got the uh, patio table and some chairs built that my son and my daughter-in-law got me and my wife for our Mother's Day and Father's Day gift. That was really cool. And I got. Let me turn my phone down here. Let me mute my phone about everything. And got some stones put down. Got some pool time in. Some swimming pool time in. So all in all, it was a good day. Um, Went and sat in a restaurant for the first time in a while, and that was kind of weird. Uh, where they have just everybody kind of sectioned out from each other. That was kind of cool though, to be back out in restaurants. Kind of weird, but nonetheless kind of cool. So let me get the chat pulled up here. Let's see who all we've got. And we're going to try to drag our feet here to see if some people are going to show up. I don't know if we'll make it a full hour on Faster Pussycat because it was a small panel, but that's okay because I want the people on these panels that want to be on these panels. So if there's only um, five of us, or if there's 100 of us, I want who wants to be on these panels to be in these panels. And but I will just say a few things here while we're waiting on some people to come in. Be sure to, if you haven't already, be sure to like this video, like my videos whenever you watch them, so YouTube will think that YouTube has this thing called interactions, and if they feel like, or engagements, and if they feel like your video isn't engaging, like if you're not getting comments, good or bad, likes, good or bad, or likes or dislikes, if you have a bunch of views and not hardly any comments or not hardly any likes or thumbs up or thumbs down, they just think that, oh well, that video is not that great. So whenever you see one of my videos, if you like it, if you're a supporter of the channel, just give it a thumbs up. And be sure to check out my social media down here. I do have a website that I'm trying to keep updated with the weekly video and stuff like that. It's a good place for you to send me an email. If you need to send me an email about something, that comes to my email and I get that. And I have Facebook there. So if you're on Facebook, you can check me out there. You can like my Facebook page. Also, my Twitter at Brant Meredith. Facebook is In My Head YouTube channel. Twitter is at Brant Meredith. Instagram is In My Head YouTube. And Patreon, if you ever want to support me financially, for $1, $5, or whatever, you can go to Patreon and do that. You don't have to. Some people, they like to do that because they get the option to have chats with me. They get the option for me to make videos that are just for them. And also you get to request videos, ask questions, and if you look on my website, there's also my P.O. box. If you ever just want to send me something, I've had people send me stuff before. I got something in the mail just the other day that somebody sent me. I haven't opened it yet because I like to get a few before I do opening videos. And I've had people send me a lot of stuff. Like I've had people send me 45s, like some of these 45s here, Kiss 45s. Look at that. That's really cool. All Hell's Breaking Loose. 45 off the Lick It Up album. So that's really cool. I had somebody, they sent me Rock and Roll All Night, and they sent me Shout It Out Loud. That was cool. I Was Made for Loving You, and Sure Knows Something, and Lick It Up. Not for the Innocent on the B-side. Oh, what a song. And yeah, so people send me stuff. So you don't have to, but I've had some people send me some really cool stuff, and I usually give you a shout out. So so it's it's a good thing. So just however you want to keep in touch with me, however you want to contact with me, or you know, support me or the channel, anything like that. Anything I get, it goes right back in because I make enough money to. I don't need YouTube money, but it just goes right back into the channel. So let's see what we have in the stream, and then we'll get into Faster Pussycat. So let's see who we have here. We have Sublime 130. Good to see you, man. Jay Reed, good to see you. Super Kiss 1200, good to see you. My buddy Rick from It's All For You Demon. Kiss masks are arriving this week. I want to see the posts of those Kiss masks, man. And so, yeah, so that's who we've got in the chat right now. At least that's all who have spoke. If you're in the chat, I see there's 8 of us, 8 of you so far. If you're in the chat and you want your name read and you want to be called out, just be sure to just post your name or just post, hey, I'm here or whatever in the chat. And we're going to go ahead and I really don't have anything as far as Kiss Front goes. You know, I'm going to be doing Peter Chris's Let Me Rock You, and that's going to be on Wednesday. That will be with Walter and with John B. Good, and Walter, who is now Demons of Rock, and I see Trevor Bullock. Hey, Trevor, what's up, man? And that's going to be really cool. Let Me Rock You, I had never heard it before. And I've listened to it this week. I've not made my list yet. I think voting ends on Monday or something like that. But I tell you what, it has been interesting. I've read people's comments, and I've kind of looked at their lists a little bit. I kind of broke my own rules because I did want to see what people liked and what didn't like. And I'm going to try to push that out of my head when I do my predictions. But predictions are just for fun anyway. You know, it's one of those fun things. But I tell you, I have formed an opinion about the album Let Me Rock You. I have formed an opinion about it, and I'll be talking about that opinion whenever we do the panel. So, barring any technical difficulties, any schedule rechangings, or anything like that, me and Walter are supposed to be doing a test coming up just because his videos sometimes would be screwy. So, we're going to be doing a test. So, barring anything going stupid, it'll be Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Will be me and Walter and John B. Good will be talking about Let Me Rock You. And I'm really looking forward to that. And then the next Kiss album, Kiss related album after that, will be this one right here, which I talked about. It will be Fraley's Comet. And this is my sealed Fraley's Comet. It says on there factory sealed, and it don't have the blue hype sticker on it, so I'm pretty sure it's not the blue vinyl. But this has been sealed since what is it, 2009 or whenever? When did this come out? Y'all chat it in before I get it pulled up, because damn, I'm blind. When did this come out? 1987. 2009. Did I say 2009? 1987. So, yeah, it came out the same year that Faster Pussycat came out. But I saw Ace on tour for this album, and I'm looking forward to talking about this album. Looking forward to that a lot. So it'll be Let Me Rock You, and then it will be Fraley's Comet. And at the end of this video, I'm going to announce what the next 80s metal video will be. So what we're going to be voting on next, I will announce at the end of this video. All right. So let's see who we got. Jay Reed has not listened to Let Me Rock You yet. That was your homework this weekend, Jay. You're supposed to be listening to Let Me Rock You as homework for this weekend. So get on it. Uh, Carolina Hard Rock Metalhead, what's up? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Kiss Posters, good to see you, man. I tell you, if you have not checked out Kiss Posters on Instagram, you got it. If you have an Instagram account, go to Kiss Posters, go search Kiss Posters, and find his account and follow them, because they post some of the coolest posters, and some that I've never seen before, some that I had when I was a kid and don't have anymore. So if you have not ever seen his posts on Instagram, you need to check it out, because it's really, really, really cool. Now, I know that everybody, if you have your beverages, that's what we do as far as part of live is and let me put Fraley's Comet away, because I don't want people thinking this is about Fraley's Comet, because it's not. If you've got your beverages, now's time for cheers. My beverage this evening, I'm not drinking beers because I've been out in the sun all day and I just don't feel like it. So I'm actually drinking an iced coffee that me and my wife made. We actually cold brew. We get Starbucks and we coarse the whole beans, and we coarse grind the beans. And then you basically put it in with 8 cups of water, and you just basically cover it and you let it set all night for 12 hours, and it cold brews. And then the next morning you get up and you pour it to whatever you're going to pour it into, pour it through some cheesecloth, and it basically, it's too much to put in a French press, but you pour it through some cheesecloth, and then you basically mix in your syrup. And my wife's diabetic, so we don't drink sweet syrups. So we get these things called skinny syrups, and we just take half and half and put the skinny syrups in it, and it's really good. It tastes really good. This is a white chocolate mocha cold brew iced coffee. So that's what I'm drinking this evening, because I was hot as hell today, and so I'm cooling off. And there's no Baileys or no liqueur in it. So cheers, everybody. If you've got your glass, raise your glass, and let's cheers. And then we're going to talk about Faster Pussycat. Cheers to the live panel crew. All right. So on the panel, we had 18 on the panel this time around. A little bit smaller showing than usual, but we had 18 on the panel. I'm trying to get my stuff moved on my screen here so I can see it. So we're going to talk about who's on the panel. Of course, you had myself. And then from YouTube, we had Jay Rucker, Stephen Joens, Hard Rock Reverie, Hulspa Metal, Sublime 130, Jay Reed, Carolina Hard Rock Metalhead, Type O Positive Viking, Brian Stacy, Joel Pegg, Nina K. From Twitter, we had Tom Dust, David King. From Facebook, we had Matt Ucci. From Instagram, we had the Clarences, the Rock Soldier, and my buddy Aaron AJ Zetro 1975. So that is the panel. 18 of us for Faster Pussycat. Now, feel free to chat in. Feel free to chat inside the chat box down there. Your memories about Faster Pussycat's album, this particular album, and you know, where you were when you got it, so you guys can all talk, you know, amongst yourselves while you're listening to me. I love that about these live settings that we do, and it's just really cool that we're able to come together and talk like this. Ricks, I need to do a make your own beer and do a video. I need to make my own beer and do a video on it. Three beers with Brant. From brew to enjoy. I actually have right behind me here, behind my screen, I actually have a beer making kit that my father-in-law bought me like 4 years ago. And I made beer one time and I didn't do really good at it. And it's one of these where you buy, I think you can make 12 beers, and it's just a little small. It's not one of the big things like some friends I know that have it in their garage and everything. But you put the different things, you mix together, and you basically mix it together, and then you let it sit. You let it ferment. And so I may do that and show the steps of doing that, and then have a live video showing me making the beer, and then have a live beer trying it, a live feed trying it. So so that'd be awesome. Rick, thanks for that idea. I may do that later on in the summer. Let's see. Must have not had a lot of Faster Pussycat fans. Everybody seemed really enthusiastic about this whenever I talked about doing this album. I think a lot of people are bigger fans of Faster Pussycat's second album, the one that has House of Pain on it, and it has Slip of the Tongue, which I heard today on what is that iHeartRadio station? Hair Nation, one of those stations. But I heard that song today, and those are the two songs that Faster Pussycat commercially are known for to the large masses. But I discovered Faster Pussycat. I saw the video on MTV, and of course, Poison Ivy. Also, yes, Poison Ivy. And I saw the video on MTV, and I went down to the record bar at the mall. I drove my 1987 red Pro-Am T-tops with T-tops down to the mall and went in the record bar. And of course, my friend Sojona that worked there, that was the ex-topless dancer. I've told that story many times. She would turn me on the music, but a lot of times I'd go in and I'd be like, I heard this song, who is it? And she'd tell me who it was. And so Faster Pussycat was another one of those albums that I discovered through a video on MTV, and then went down and got it, and got the cassette, or probably the cassette, and sat and listened to it in my car. And I fell in love with this album. I fell in love with Faster Pussycat's sound. This is the same year that Guns N' Roses put out Appetite for Destruction. But what I liked about Faster Pussycat, and what I still like about Faster Pussycat, is how they had a LA metal sound, but their guitars sounded old school, sounded old timey, and they had the big body, hollow body guitars, and the Les Paul. And my son and you guitarists, y'all know those types of guitars better than I do. And I saw some panelists where they commented that the songs sounded kind of sloppy, and sometimes they were, tame sound, sung a little off key. And I just think that was the sound that they went for. But this album is recorded in the way that Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction album is recorded, that I really like. If you listen to it with headsets on, with the headphones on, you have one guitarist in one ear and one guitarist in the other, and they trade solos off all the time. One will start a solo, one will finish it. They'll go backwards and forwards. They do that a lot on the album, and it's really cool to listen to with headphones on and get that full experience. But I think Faster Pussycat, they were very refreshing at the time, and they basically, they had a really good, like Tame has a really good voice. He has a unique voice, just like Axl Rose had a unique voice, and it's one of those voices that when you heard, you knew who it was. And so I remember, like I said, I remember when I got this album, I wore it out, and it's remained a favorite album of mine But I like all three of Faster Pussycat's main albums that they put out. They put one album out several years later that I've never really heard. But the first album, the Wake Me When It's Over album, and Whipped, all three, it's they have their good songs and their bad songs. All three of them does, and it's three different aspects of the band. And so I don't know if we'll make it to Whipped, but we'll definitely be doing Wake Me When It's Over. Wake Me When It's Over came out 2 years later in '89, and we'll definitely be doing it because I'm a huge fan of that album also. So a lot of people said, I saw this, that the decline of Western civilization was their first exposure to Faster Pussycat. Let's see. Passing Faster Pussycat for the first time, Motley Crue, Dr. Feelgood tour, Asheville second time, the Revenge tour. Okay, so that's cool. I never saw Faster Pussycat. It's one of those bands that I always wanted to see, but I never got the chance to see them. And Jay Reed says Faster Pussycat is a sleazy blues rock band, and I totally agree. They remind me a lot of LA Guns as far as their sleaze, but they're not old-timey. LA Guns is not as old-timey sounding. LA Gun is that Hollywood sleaze sound album. That's that Hollywood sleaze sound where Faster Pussycat is. They have that aspect, especially in the content of their songs, and in their look and their attitudes. But it's just some of these old-timey sounding sounds that comes out of the guitars is just really awesome. I personally think the album was very well produced. The drums sound great. The bass sounds great. The guitars sound great. Tame sounds great. So I think the production of the album is great. And if it's sloppy or Tame's a little off key or whatever, I think that's just all part of the production. I think a lot of money was put into this album. So I think what we got is what they wanted us to get. So let's go ahead and get into the panel. Let's get into the songs. We got 10 songs on the album, and we had, like I said, we had 18 on the panel. So the scores are going to be a little low because the less there are of us, the lower the scores are. But there's a pretty substantial space between the 10th song and the first song. So I predicted. For number 10, I predicted that the panel was going to choose Babylon. Because I know Babylon is one of those songs that people either love it or they hate it. Back in the day, and I'm basing my predictions not really so much off of you guys, but so much off of me and my exposure to this album. And Faster Pussycat was one of those bands also that I had friends that loved them just as much as I did, and I had friends that couldn't stand them. And Babylon was one of those songs that I just thought, I remember people either loving it or hating it. So I didn't know how it was going to fare with the panel, but judging by my experience, I predicted it at number 10. So with 64 points, what the panel chose at number 10 is Bottle in Front of Me. And it really surprised me that Bottle in Front of Me came down so low, because Bottle in Front of Me is the last song on the album. And I don't know why it scored so low with everybody, but it did. A lot of people scored this song as their least favorite song on the album. But for me, Bottle in Front of Me is my second favorite song on the album. I love Bottle in Front of Me. I love that riff. I love the way Tame sings, that screaming that he does all through the song. When he screams that bottle in front of me is like a frontal lobotomy, the way he sings that is just, I love it. I love Bottle in Front of Me. And it really disappointed me that a lot of the panel members picked it down so low. But Bottle in Front of Me is my number 2 for me. But it is number 10 for the panel with 64 points. So, cheers time. Everybody take a drink. All right. So, and y'all can express love, hate towards the songs, whatever in the comments. Feel free to do that. Jay Reed said, I'm in the Love Babylon category. I know most of you are in the Don't Like Bottle in Front of Me category. Um, so that brings us up to number 9. So my prediction for number 9 was City Has No Heart. There's a couple songs on here that kind of fall like City Has No Heart does, where you have all these upbeat blues, rock riffs on songs and riffs on this album. And then you have some songs like City Has No Heart and what's the other one? Um, Shooting You Down. Um, what's the other one? Ship Rolls In. There's just a couple of other songs on here that just kind of they seem like they might fall a little flat with the fans. And I just remember that there was a lot of people that didn't really care for City Has No Heart back in the day. So I picked it. I predicted it at number 9. What the panel chose at number 9 with just 1 point above number 10 at 65. The panel chose for number 9, No Room for Emotion. Nobody picked it as their favorite. And I don't know if I said it about Bottle in Front of Me, but nobody picked it as their favorite either. As a matter of fact, most of the bottom 6, nobody. Wait a minute, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The bottom 5, nobody picks it. Nobody picks these songs as their favorite. But No Room for Emotion, the panel scored 65 on it. And I scored No Room for Emotion for me with as a 10, because No Room for Emotion to me is just a lot of it. It's where it's placed on the record. It comes right after. Don't you change? No, it doesn't. It comes right after Bathroom Wall, and coming off a Bathroom Wall, that's a tough sell for a kind of a bluesy, mid to slow tempo type song. So it's not, and I will say I don't hate any song on this album. I don't skip any song on this album. These are all 1s, 2s, and 3s, and 4s, and 5s for me. The bottom ones being 5s. But No Room for Emotion, it's just, I think what pushes it so low for me is where it actually is on the album. It's a tough sell for me putting it where they put it. So that is what the panel chose for number 9, No Room for Emotion. So I predicted for number 8, I predicted that the panel was going to choose Shooting You Down. And once again, it's just because these are the types of songs that everybody I knew, they kind of fell flat to. They were not the cream of the crop of the album. And so Shooting You Down, I like the song. I think it's great. But it just fell. I just think that that's where the panel was going to choose it at number 8. What the panel chose with 2 points more at 67, at number 8, they chose City Has No Heart. And City Has No Heart, nobody picked it as their favorite. And this is just another one of those songs that it's 8 for me, falls towards the bottom. It would probably be, if I gave it a number, it would probably be a 5, because I don't dislike it, but it's not one of my favorite songs on the album. So it falls low for me to number 8. And it was 8 for the panel as well. So that brings us to number 7. 7, I predicted that the panel was going to choose Bottle in Front of Me. I didn't think that the panel was going to pick it as their in the top 4 or 5, because I didn't think they were going to pick it last, but I thought they were going to pick it somewhere in the 4 or 5, just basically because I've heard a lot of people whenever I was a kid, whenever I was younger, let's say I was 18 when this album came out, and a lot of people, they didn't like Bottle in Front of Me for whatever reason. I don't know, but they just didn't like it. And so I thought the panel would pick it down that low. At 69 points, 2 more points above City Has No Heart, At 69, the panel chose for number 7, Ship Rolls In. And Ship Rolls In is another one of those songs for me. It's probably a 5. It's one of those songs that it just doesn't really do anything for me as much as the songs that are my upper level songs, my ones, twos, threes. It's probably be a 5 for me if I scored it, and so it's a 9 for me on the album. It scores at 9 for me, and I like the song, but it's just one of those songs that I think it ends the first side. It's a good first side closer, but it just falls low for me. So that brings us up to the number 6. So for number 6, I predicted that the panel was going to choose Ship Rolls In. I was close because they picked it at number 7. But I thought they were going to choose Ship Rolls In. And what they actually picked at number 6 is Shooting You Down. And you notice I predicted that back at number 8. So a lot of these songs that I'm predicting below 5, the panel's kind of choosing them there. It's just in different orders, most of them. And these are these songs that I was talking about. Nobody picked City Has No Heart as their favorite. Nobody picked Ship Rolls In as their favorite. And nobody picked Shooting You Down as their favorite. But it scored a 93. So it scored 93 points. So it jumped from 69 to 93 on the scores for the panel. And Ship Rolls In is 9 for me. It's still, if I scored it, it'd be a 5. But it just is down there with those songs like Shooting You Down, City Has No Heart, Ship Rolls In, No Room for Emotion. Those 4 songs right there are probably the bottom of this album for me. And it looks like it's apparently the bottom, except for Bottle in Front of Me, it looks like it's the same, that the panel feels the same. Carolina Hard Rock Metalhead said, on this album, you had your songs that shines and you had your songs that did not even play a whole, play all the way through. A whole album is a good album. I think what he's saying is you had your songs that was good and you had your songs that was not so good. But for me, I don't skip this album. Somebody commented in the comments that, and I don't know if they're in here. If you're in here, you can let me know. But they said if they play any part of this album, they have to play the whole album. And that's how I am. I can't just play 1 or 2 songs off this album. If I play one song, if I start this album, I finish it. I can't not skip anything on this album. If I start with Don't Change That Song, I've got to take it all the way to Bottle in Front of Me. It's got to be a through course. So that brings us up to number 5. So top 5, cheers everybody. My cup makes a funny sound when I drink out of it. Okay. My prediction for number 5 was Smash Alley. And I think, we're getting up into the good songs on the album. My 3s, 2s, and 1s. So I predicted that the panel was going to choose Smash Alley for number 5. And what the panel chose for number 5 with 102 points. Now from here on, we had somebody choose a song, one of the top 5s as their favorite. The bottom 5, nobody chose none of those songs as their favorite. So for the top 5, at 102 points for number 5, the panel chose Smash Alley. One panelist, Joe Pegg, picked Smash Alley as their number 1 song. I picked Smash Alley for me, number 3. This is my third favorite song on the album. This is a number 1 song for me, if not a strong number 2. Excuse me. I love that they ripped off the Peter Gunn bass line. That doo 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 doo. I love that they ripped that off. I love that it starts off with the drums. They have several songs on this album that start off with the drums. Um, and I love when they start the drums off. And I love the way the drums sound. They sound like they're in a big, huge room. The bass drum sounds good. The snare drum sounds good. The toms sound great. But Smash Alley is great. It's a sleazy, kind of dirty, dangerous kind of song. And I think it's a great song. It's number 3 for me. And it is number 5 for the panel at 102 points. So that brings us up to number 4. I actually predicted the song Ship Rolls In for number 4. That's what I thought the panel was going to choose. Instead, the panel chose it down at number 7. But I thought they were going to pick it at number 4 because I know a lot of people that liked that song growing up. And it's got a great solo on it and everything. So I just thought Ship Rolls In was going to be number 4. What the panel chose with 113 points. At number 4, the panel chose Babylon. 3 panelists, Brian Stacy, David King, and the Clarences picked Babylon as their number 1 song. I picked Babylon as number 6 for me, but it's just because the 5 songs above it pushed it down there. I love Babylon. I freaking loved this song when I was a kid. It's so funny, and just the pussycat and all that stuff that's in it. The rapping that's in it, it almost has like a Beastie Boys type feel to it. And all I was going to say earlier about Got No Room for Emotion, or No Room for Emotion, all the way down at number 9. No Room for Emotion at the very beginning of it almost sounds like Jealous Again from the Black Crowes. The Black Crowes, I think, came out after Faster Pussycat. You can correct me if I'm wrong, because a lot of these bands, man, 87 to 89, there's a shit ton of bands that came out in 87 to 89, and it's hard to keep straight when and where they came out. But Black Crowes, that's an album that I'll eventually be doing a panel on also as well, their debut album, because it's great. But yeah, No Room for Emotion almost sounds a little like, it reminds me of Jealous Again. I don't know if it sounds like it, but it reminds me of it. But back to Babylon. There's so much stuff about Babylon that is just so great. Towards the end, where it's something about riding around in Bel Air with Buffy and Biffy, and some homeboy said, "Hey guy, you want some Sniffy?" And then they talk about planting Spanish fly and something, I can't remember the words, and Buffy's on my thigh. I mean, it's so stupid, fun words. And I remember riding around in my car, my Trans Am, with guys and girls in the car, my friends and girls, and just blasting this song, cruising up and down the boulevard. It was just so amazing. Carolina Hard Rock Metalhead, yes, Black Crowes came after Faster Pussycat. I thought they did. I thought they were a little later. But yeah, Babylon is great. Even though I scored a 6, it's just I've got 5 songs ahead of it that pushes it down that far. So we're going to recap. We're at the top 3. We're going to recap 10 through 4 for those of you who have not been here. So if you're playing along, you can try to figure out what's going to be 3, 2, and 1. Babylon, cheese sleaze. Yes, it is cheese sleaze. And and as Rick says, it is the best cheese. Babylon is great. It's a great, amazing song. So we're going to recap 10 through 4. 10, Bottle in Front of Me. 9, No Room for Emotion. 8, City Has No Heart. 7, Ship Rolls In. 6, Shooting You Down, 5, Smash Alley, 4, Babylon. So that brings us to the top 3. Top 3 cheers. All right. So I predicted for number 3, I predicted that the panel was going to choose Don't Change That Song. What the panel chose for number 3, with 130 points, jumping up to 130, the panel chose for number 3, Bathroom Wall. 4 panelists, Hulspa Metal, Jay Reed, Carolina Hard Rock Metalhead, and myself picked Bathroom Wall as their favorite song. And I freaking love Bathroom Wall. From the at the very beginning of it, the bass line that comes in, and then the guitar is the and the fact that there's a freaking guitar solo at the very beginning of the song, that if you watch the video, it gets cut off. So if you've only ever seen this on video and you've never heard this song with the guitar solo at the beginning of it before Tame starts singing, you need to find it and listen to it, because it always pisses me off whenever I hear a radio edit of this song or whenever I see the video, because they cut off that glorious little solo at the beginning that sets the whole mood. To me, I think this song should have been the first song on the album, because to me, Bathroom Wall sets the whole mood for this song. It's good for this whole album. It's good production. It's guys that are writing songs but that are kind of funny. They're not taking themselves too seriously. I mean, the very end, I got your number off the bathroom wall. Lord, I'm lucky I didn't use the other stall. I used to always love, I still love that to this day. And then it just ends. And then goes into No Room for Emotion. But yeah, Cecil music, good drum sound too. Yes, those drums do sound amazing. Those toms, the snares, sounds like it was recorded in an airplane hangar. Just in a nice big room, big drum sound. The drums on this album sound great. Like I said, the guitar sounds great. The bass guitar sounds great. On the whole album all the way through, it just sounds great. But on songs like Bathroom Wall, starting off with the drums again, it's just great. It's my number one song, and I had three other panelists agree with me. So that brings us up to the top two. And so I predicted for number 2, I predicted that the panel was going to choose Cat House as their number 2 song. And what the panel actually chose, with 143 points for number 2, the panel chose Cat House. 8 panelists: Jay Rucker, Hard Rock Reverie, Typo Positive Viking, Nina Kay, Tom Dust, Matt Ucci, The Rock Soldier, and AJ Zetros picked Cat House as their number 1 song. Cat House is 4 for me. It could be it's a number 1. It's a 1 for me. My top 4 songs are all number 1s to me. And so Cat House is like Bathroom Wall's sister song. And it's more upbeat than Bathroom Wall. But it's got some great elements to it. It's got some great Tame screams. It's got a great solo in it. And once again, the drums sound good. Everything sounds good. Everything is right about Cat House to me, in my opinion. And I love it just as much as I love Bathroom Wall, just as much as I love Ball in Front of Me, just as much as I love Smash Alley. Those top 4 songs for me are all number 1s. So that's surprisingly, and I was actually surprised by this, because I figured that either Bathroom Wall or Cat House was going to win. But if you've been playing along and you've been keeping your notes and you've been writing down along the way, you find that by process of elimination, what the number one song is. Now, I predicted that the number one song was going to be Bathroom Wall, and that the number two song was going to be Cat House. The number three song was going to be Don't You Change That Song. So I think those are like the three favorite songs on the album. And I did pick them, just not in the right order. But coming in at 144 points, beating Cat House out by 1 point, to the point where the margin of error was so close, I even went back and checked my numbers again to make sure that I was right. And with 144 points, the song that you, the panel, picked as the number one song is Don't Change That Song. But only 2 people picked it as their favorite. Stephen Jones and Sublime 130 picked Don't Change That Song as their favorite. But it had a lot of other people who picked it as their second favorite, as their third favorite. Whereas like Cat House actually fell in the lows. Like somebody asked me one time on the high songs, who picked the high songs as their least favorite songs. So not trying to out anybody here, but I thought this would be a fun little thing to talk about here. The number two song, Cat House, we actually had some people pick it, like, for example, Joe Peg. Joe Peg picked Cat House as his least favorite song. Let's see. Who's next closest? Stephen Jones picked Cat House. Let's see, 4 points. It would have been 10, 9, 8, his seventh. But now Don't Change That Song. Not a person picked it as their anywhere near. It scored 9s, 10s, 8s, 7s, 6s. It didn't score below a 6. So that is how Don't Change That Song won, with only 2 people picking it as their favorite. Don't Change That Song is number 5 for me. It's number 5 just because it's not one of my first 4. But Don't Change That Song is probably a 2 for me. It's probably a number 2, with 1 being the best and 2. It's probably a 2 for me. It's a number 2 type song. But I think it's a great way to start the album. I think it would have been better to start the album with Bathroom Wall and then maybe have Don't Change That Song after it. But Don't Change That Song is great. It's number 5 for me. So that's basically how we picked it, guys. Reading back through the panel again, what we predicted where, or what we picked where. Number 10, Ball in Front of Me. Number 9, No Room for Emotion. Number 8, City Has No Heart. 7, Ship Falls In. 6, Shooting You Down. 5, Smash Alley. 4, Babylon. 3, Bathroom Wall. 2, Cat House. And 1, Don't Change That Song. So that is Faster Pussycat, guys. The next album that we're going to be doing, I'm going to see if I can. Let me see if I can. I don't know if I can do trickery. I need to do something before my next video. I know what I need to do. I need to make it so I can pop up on my screen what the next video is going to be. But my next, I think I can do it. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. My next video that we're going to be doing the panel for is we're going to be doing it for White Lion Pride. We're going to be doing it for the White Lion Pride album. And so hopefully you guys are fans of White Lion, and hopefully that'll be something that you will want to put in a panel vote for. And what I want you to do also in the comments is put in an album that came out during the 80s that we haven't done yet, that you would like to see done. You can do it live here now, or you can do it after this video posts, and after it posts live, you can put it under those comments. You can put it under the comment in the video if you're watching this video and you're not watching it live. An album from the 80s. Let me pick off a list here. Let me show you. Let me pick off a list of some songs, some albums that I am thinking about doing, and you guys can kind of say what you want to say. I was thinking about doing at some point in time, maybe doing Purple Rain from Prince, because I love the Purple Rain album. The first Wasp album, I was thinking about doing that. Stay Hungry from Twisted Sister, I was thinking about doing that. Under Lock and Key from Dokken, I was thinking about doing that. Bon Jovi, Slippery When Wet, I was thinking about doing that. Rat, Invasion of Your Privacy, and Dancing Undercover, I was thinking about doing those. Tesla, Mechanical Renaissance, came out when I was a senior in high school, and oh my God, that album kicks so much ass. Tesla, Mechanical Renaissance, Whitesnake, the Whitesnake album that's got Still of the Night, Pride, I just said, Queensryche, Operation Mindcrime, Warrant, Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Stinking Rich, Poison, Look What the Cat Dragged In. So there is some things that I'm considering doing. And but the next one, I've already made my mind up. The next one that I'm going to be doing is going to be doing White Lion, Pride. And I'm seeing the comments. Vito Bratta is a beast. Vito Bratta is a beast. Mike Tramp has an amazing voice. I saw these guys live when they opened for Fraley's Comet. And the White Line video panel video will be after. We'll do it after we do Fraley's Comet. So, excuse me. So it's going to be Let Me Rock You. Then it's going to be Peter Criss, Let Me Rock You. Then Ace Frehley's, Fraley's Comet, and then White Lion. So we'll have about a 2-week break before we do White Lion. So I know I'm naming a lot of great albums. I mean, all those albums are going to be so good, and we probably will do them all because I've got them on a list. We probably will do them all. But I'd like to, sometimes I get in my little bubble and I'm only thinking about the albums that I listened to when growing up. But I would like for something to stretch me. I would like for something that came out in the 80s that I should have had exposure to, that's rock or metal. Now, don't going out all in left field. I mean, well, Prince is kind of out there, but still, it's Prince. I mean, he gets a pass because he was like, to me, guitar-wise and songwriting-wise, he was a genius. And he was like the modern-day Jimi Hendrix as far as our modern-day Jimi Hendrix back then in the 80s as far as guitar playing goes. He had some amazing guitar riffs on Purple Rain, and we will do that. I will do that. If I'm the only person on that damn panel, I will do it. Hopefully I won't be. So, yeah, I'm really looking. Cinderella Night Songs, Fruitcake Tony, has already been done. If you go back and look, Night Songs has already been done. We did it 2 weeks ago or something like that. So if you look on my channel under my videos, we've already done Night Songs. Quiet Right, Mental Health. I would probably do Mental Health over Condition Critical. I know I may do Condition Critical for you guys because I've already done a review of Mental Health. We may do a panel for Condition Critical because I know a lot of you guys are Condition Critical fans, where I'm more of a mental health fan or mental health or whatever fan. My cousin next door is jamming Kiss. Sure knows something from his garage. Def Leppard, Pyromania. That's a good one. I've done my retrospective on that, but it would be cool to do a panel for Pyromania. And I'll be honest with you, Pyromania for Def Leppard is about as far as I want to go. I really don't want to go on to Hysteria or anything that they did after that because I wasn't real big fans of those albums. Tooth and Nail. Tooth and Nail is a good one. Um, I mentioned Under Lock and Key. I may do Tooth and Nail too for docking as well. And let's see. Like I'm just looking at Alcatraz. Fruitcakes. Tony says Alcatraz. What album by Alcatraz? Because I've never been really an Alcatraz fan, so I don't really know what album you're talking about. High and Dry from Def Leppard is a great album. Sublime 130, that's a great album. That's before they even started getting a little commercial with Pyromania, but High and Dry is great. Let's see. Dancing Undercover is the first time cussing rap. I will do for Rat, I will do Invasion of Your Privacy, and I will do Dancing Undercover because I love both of those albums for Rat. Rick R, very late. We'll go back and check this all out. Okay, man, Rick, it's good that you made it in, though. We are getting ready to wrap it up. We've already been all the way through the panel. So, yeah, we were just discussing what albums we're going to do in the future. But we are going to do, so this is the schedule for you panel members. So you can be looking at my social media right down there. You can be checking it out. I post on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. I also post on my YouTube social media on my community page. We are going to be doing Peter Criss, Let Me Rock You. That'll be Wednesday, live with Walter and John B. Good. Then the following Wednesday, we're going to be doing Ace Frehley, Frehley's Comet. And then the Wednesday after that, we will be doing, what did I say? White Lion. We'll be doing White Lion Pride. Am I a Vixen fan? I've heard some of their songs, but I've never owned a Vixen album, so I don't really know if I'm a fan. I wouldn't say I like their songs. So anyway, guys, I wanted to keep this at an hour. It's 10 o'clock right now. I wanted to keep it an hour, and it was awesome hanging out with you guys again. I love doing the live, these lives and us talking. Not only you interacting with me, but you guys interacting with each other. That's what the community is about. That's what the KISS community is about. What the 80s metals music's about. It's what the music community is about. And it's what just us in general as a panel. Oh, excuse me. Let me cheers, everybody. I need it. It's what us as a panel is about. So I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me again. And I look forward to the next panels. So with that, I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm Brant in my head channel. You guys are awesome. You're amazing. And I look forward to the next one. And get in your homework this week. Peter Criss, Let Me Rock You. Listen to that album and get in on that panel before the end of midnight, before midnight Monday night. Get in on that panel for midnight Monday night, and look forward to that panel at 8 p.m. this coming Wednesday with John B. Good and Walter and myself counting down those results. All right, guys, we will see you later. Let me check what you guys saying. Y'all are blowing up in chat. Y'all are blowing up chat. Pride's awesome. I like half the Michael Jackson Thriller album. I love Thriller album. Great show. You got me Faster Pussycat Hot Face. Need to go dig out some CDs. Take care, man. Take care, Rick. Love you, mean it. All you guys, guys and gals, take care. Fruitcake Tony, be awesome to see you again. Just look at my videos if you want to check out. Go to my YouTube page and go to videos. And I've been doing this for about two and a half years now. And I've reviewed all KISS albums. We've already had a panel for all KISS albums. So yeah, feel free to check me out. Give me a subscription, likes, and all that good stuff. Anyway, guys, that's all I've got. Appreciate each and every one of you. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.